Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation podcast. And I want to address the censors who monitor the community guidelines within TikTok right off the bat. Over the last couple months, we've had several instances where you delayed, interrupted, or even stopped our podcast for a misunderstanding about what we're saying versus what you think we're saying. Number one, you had said that we were having this was some form of disordered eating or body dysphoria or body imaging. Nothing could be farther from the truth. As a matter of fact, you'll find this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's already been scrutinized, examined by the top people in the world. Your opinion that it's disordered eating is just not founded in medical facts. So this is published in 10, not one or two or three journals, 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world dealing with weight loss and health. So number one, it's completely safe. We don't make any claims. Everything we're showing on screen is backed by medical proof. It's called protein pacing. It is also a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. The U.S. Patent Office does not give out registered trademarks to things that are unhealthy for human beings. So as far as disordered eating, nothing could be farther from the truth. And I'm going to point out several times, we're the only people other than the pharmaceutical companies that actually have medical proof behind what we're claiming, what we're saying. All the other people you have on TikTok, we can't find one with one shred of medical evidence, okay? Number two, you said it's some form of body dysphoria or body imaging. Again, not true. This is a detox. And what we're showing to people and teach them, there's no such thing as them getting fatter. So there's nothing to do with body image. We have the same number of fat cells at puberty we do when we die, and our fat cells expand or contract. That's it. And what we're showing to people is we're storing chemicals inside our fat cells, and the bloating that they're experiencing is nothing to do with body image. It's the body warning us that we're storing chemicals inside our fat cells. And the good news on this, through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, they proved that you can actually shrink fat cells, as we illustrate in many of the pictures that we're showing to people. So if you really think that it's a problem, it was a misunderstanding. So there's nothing to do with body image, nothing to do with body dysphoria, and it certainly is not disordered eating. Okay, number two, you said we were directing people away from TikTok to go to a website to buy products. We have no products to sell. We've never sold products. We have no intention of having any products for sale. On the website where you can go to, the New Health Conversation, there's nothing to buy. The only thing that's there is the medical proof, period. That's it. And any and all of the illustrations or pictures that we're showing are backed by medical science and medical proof, and people have a right to know and to get to see it. The last thing was, you said there was a question about original material or copyrighted material. There's an interview on our website with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He and his team they got these published. They had us publish their studies on our site so that it would be available to the whole world to see. It's in the public domain. Last but not least, I want to bring to your attention, we're the only ones, when we did an analysis in Grok and ChatGPT and asked them, are there any influences on TikTok with medical proof? And they came back and said TikTok's major weight loss and health influences have no peer-reviewed human trials to back their claims. It's all opinions and anecdotal evidence from top influencers, despite massive following that lack any substantial body of peer-reviewed studies. Instead, these influencers give advice relying on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyperextended claims, promoting unproven biohacks, diets, or supplements without any rigorous peer-reviewed human trial studies. So we're the only ones, other than the pharmaceutical companies, actually with medical proof. I would think you want to champion what we're doing. We offer free coaching. We offer free consultation. There are no products for people to buy. They're getting food, that's it, and a new way of eating. So hopefully that'll satisfy you that in the future, you don't need to interrupt or postpone or delay any of our podcasts. We're helping the world. Right now, you're telling me we're the number one creators of content on all of TikTok, in this category. So we're creating a tremendous public service, okay? All right, everybody. Good morning, user alone. Let's see, we got user 356, we got Amira, we got Jen, we have T Twacker Drive, we have Mac32, we have Liberty, we have JPN Investments, we have Dimitri Bar, Sexy Rockhead. I'm going as fast as I can, so many people want to come on. So let's get right into it. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. She dropped 35 pounds in 37 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food. There were no pills, there were no products, and a new way of eating. There are no products to buy here. This is based on food and a new way of eating developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world. Please look, all I ask, just pay attention for a minute or two. I'll walk you through this, then you can decide. But don't make a decision too hastily on something that could change your life. You literally could lose as much weight on this as in 4 days. It would take you 6 weeks on any diet that's out there. So hopefully you'll pay attention for just a couple minutes. So it was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world who had been paid for 40 years to analyze diets, and they found, sadly, 2/3 of every person on every diet ended up gaining more weight than they lost, because 25 to 40% of what everybody loses on every diet is lean muscle mass. And when you lose lean muscle mass, it does three of the most unhealthy things to you. One, slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. Nobody would be on this podcast right now. If you had honestly found a diet where you lost weight and kept it off, there's no way you'd be on this podcast. Number two, by losing lean muscle, you also slow down your own immune system. And number three, sadly, now in elderly people, they just came out in the last couple of weeks and said that losing lean muscle mass is a major contributing factor to dementia. I'm just telling you, I'm just reporting the news. That's what's going on. You can Google it yourself. This is completely 100% based on food and a new way of eating. So these researchers, they found people, other researchers who had found people in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, where these people, nobody was overweight. What? Nobody's overweight. And it was really pretty simple. Well, not really, but these people had access to food that you couldn't buy in any grocery store that had huge amounts of nutrition, and therefore they could eat less food. See, that's the secret to life. It's not about how much food you eat. It's not about calories. Your body can't count a calorie. One of the dumbest things you've ever been told is it's about a calorie deficit. No, it's not. That's just nonsense. The only thing, your body doesn't even know what a calorie is. Why would it care about a deficit? What it cares about a deficit of is nutrition. They have it all wrong. So the researchers that put this protocol together developed a food list, but only letting you eat 30% of whatever you bought last month at the grocery store. The total groceries would come from your grocery store, wherever you are in the world: proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% of the money you have left and you would spend goes to these other researchers with these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food. And then they invented a new way of eating based on nutrition, where 5 days a week, until she lost her weight, she had 4 meals a day. Did you hear what I said? 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Oh, I'm sorry, the 5 days a week, 4 meals a day, I didn't explain to you what it was. Breakfast is what they call the world's most perfect foods for breakfast, from these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Lunch and dinner from your grocery store list, and a fourth meal from the world's most perfect foods. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only the world's most perfect foods. This time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. It is a detox. Now, the reason that 48 hours is so critical is, in order to get your body to detox, well, you don't have to do anything. Every night when you go to sleep, as long as you don't eat too late, your body slows down digestion. When it slows down digestion, because you've kind of digested all the food, the body turns on a natural detox mechanism called autophagy, when your body gets rid of all the dead cells. It's not up for debate. That's exactly what's happening. So in this case, they replicated that when she was awake by doing what? By giving her 8 meals a day. She was getting really small amounts of food, so very little digestion going on, and she was getting massive amounts of nutrients. Now, how do we know it's a detox? Why isn't it just a marketing ploy? Because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved, and it's published in, we've got 10 medical journals that this is published in now, showing it's safe, it's real, that's really what happened. And that's, look at how much she shrank, everybody. That's nothing to do with body image. That is the detox working and showing you how much healthier she is from her face, stomach, calves, thighs, etc. That's with no exercise. They actually wear Fitbits. You'll lose as much weight as she did in 4 days as you would in 6 weeks of any diet any of you have ever been on. Now let's talk about what else did they find. It wasn't just, it was a detox. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all plummeted in a month. And inflammation, which is plagues all of us, came down 25% in a month. Diabetics on this, they were able to cut their insulin by 50% in a month. No one's ever seen anything like this. And then let's talk about maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. What's maintenance? Well, every morning I have the world's most perfect foods for breakfast. I have lunch and dinner. And every 2 months I do another 48-hour detox. Now, why do I do that? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. The main reason to do this for all of you is not to lose weight. The main reason to do this detox. And no diet, nobody, we can't find anybody on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence. Keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Cornish, carnivore, doesn't matter. They don't have any medical proof. but you're following them. Why? Because that's all that was been available to you until now. So I would ask all of you a question. If you want to participate, audience participation, I love it. This is why you know it's real. I'm not pre-recorded, I'm not AI. I'm here with all of you right now, one-on-one. You can ask me questions, you can interact with me, you can throw tomatoes at me. No, you can't really do that, but you know what I'm saying. The bottom line is you can change your life. Can you imagine on this? If you had started, let's say, Monday of this week, by Friday of this week, you would have lost as much weight in 4 days as what would have taken to the middle of April. No kidding. People are losing weight in 4 days that would take you 6 weeks on any diet, and they're keeping it off. Remember, that's just in the first 4 days, let alone we get a lot of people in here that want to lose a lot of weight, sometimes 10 pounds, sometimes 200, 300 pounds. We've seen it all. The New Health Conversation, I'm going to put it in the comments at the bottom for everybody. It's called The New. This is the website to go to if you want to. It's free to go there. There's nothing to buy. And when you go there, the only thing on there is the medical proof. And so if you're excited about changing your life, you would go to the website. We will not contact you if you go there. And the reason we won't do that is we want you to have the freedom to look at the medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down. Free consultation and free coaching the whole time. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. How can we do it? We do it because we've helped 800,000 people, and so many people have had amazing, life-changing results. They came back to us and said, hey, we'd like to coach somebody else. But in addition, you're not just relying on them. The researchers, this is what she followed. It's called the Blueprint of Success, put together by the research. Each one of these yellows here are daily videos from the scientists who put this together, telling you it's safe and it's real. And what's cool, those scientists, they don't have any products. They don't have a company. They're scientists. That's why this is pure science. It's not an opinion. It's not about marketing hype. It's not about a product. There are no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills, supplements. But who's serious about losing weight? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll show you how fast you can lose weight on this, because it'll blow your mind. You won't believe it. You'll think, oh, they're faking it. It's not real. It is real, because we've helped 800,000 people. So we have 800,000 pieces of data. We know the four things. One, were they male or female, how tall they were, their current weight, and we know how long it took them to lose their weight, whether it was 10 pounds or 300 pounds, across the board. So again, would anybody like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And so far we have 3 likes, only 3. Come on, everybody, if you like the content, just tap on your screen. It gives me hearts and let me know that I'm doing something, not just talking to myself. You have to all believe me. No, you don't have to believe me at all, because I'm not giving you my opinions. What I'm saying to you is that medical journals are the last line of defense on it. No drug ever gets approved without getting published in one of the big medical journals. How come none of the people you're following on TikTok have one shred of medical evidence? They don't have a shred of medical evidence. And you're following them. They're giving you opinions. So it comes down to, it's a popularity contest. Are you going to go with the opinion of a medical doctor or a chiropractor, dietitian, nutritionist? None of them. Even the medical doctors, they don't have any, we can't see any peer-reviewed human trial studies. We're willing to be wrong, but so far we can't see anybody with any medical proof. So why would you be entrusting to your future and your health to opinions and not facts? Why? Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 35 pounds in 37 days, revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, and a new way of eating. Why wouldn't you be curious about that? And we're willing to give you a free consultation. Lose in 4 days, it would take you 6 weeks of dieting, proven in 10 medical journals, and she's kept it off, in this case, for 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So who else would like to ask me a question? Let me show you some other, I'll show you, this is the daughter of a friend of mine, 60 pounds in 3 months. I know it looks like a different woman. Don't waste your time. It's the same woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine, but 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at how great she looks. She does look like a different person, because she is a different person. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. How do you think she was going to look? Worse? And then here's a great illustration of why this isn't a diet. Here's a 65-year-old diabetic man, 40 pounds in a month, 40 pounds in a month. And look at his A1C from 814 to 6.4. His triglycerides 242 to 124. That's in 30 days. And then if we look at this gentleman, 34 pounds in 29 days, that's more than a pound a day. And look at how much he shrank. It's the same person. That's 29 days, not 29 weeks. Again, are you getting the picture? Hello, Puma, Renee, Sackett, Be Kind, Sackett again. Who else? Sarah Vassal, Maria Cooper, Selvi. I know I probably missed some of you. I'm not being impolite. I'm concentrating so hard to give you the medical information. I'm trying to give you as fast. And look, everybody just drops off. It's just so sad because they dropped off. What they're doing is they're going to do something that isn't going to work. I mean, again, does anyone really think that this is real, or do you think we're faking it? Because I'll prove it to you. If anybody wants to tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you what you should weigh and show you how much you lose in 4 days and how much you can lose in a month or less. So Leo Bell, hello. Pumla, Fats, John Kinsey 719, hello. Hello and welcome to all of you. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody who maybe wanted a consultation. Courage, no questions. Someone just hit me up on my TikTok site and said what time am I going live, and I told them noon time today, which it is, and that they wanted to ask me questions. So I'm here. If you're there, I'm more than happy to answer questions for you. John, hello, how are you? Again, let me put down in the bottom for everybody, here's the free website any of you can go to. I know it sounds good to be true. Sometimes I wonder, why do I even do this? Because I only make people more skeptical when I tell them the truth about the results. But everyone, look at that. 35, you tell me, 35 pounds in 37 days. Have any of you ever seen anything like that? I'd love for some comments. Joined, Gen X joined. Hello, everybody. Stopped dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 35 pounds in 37 days with a natural detox. There's no food, there's no pills, no products. There's no products. What's the product? There are no products. You're buying food and a new way of eating. So again, stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 35 pounds in 37 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. And I'm going to explain it all to you in a moment. But in the meantime, if anybody would like to, if they'll tell me if they're male or female, how tall they are and their current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. I don't know if it's the time of day. Yeah, I guess it's noon Eastern time, so maybe a lot of people at lunch. But I was hoping maybe you'd be on your phones or whatever, watching on TikTok or on YouTube. All right, let me walk you through again. How does this work? So it's not a diet, number one. Okay, so it was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world who were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. And in 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. And 2/3 of everybody ended up gaining more weight than they lost on any diet. So what did they do? They said there've got to be places in the world where nobody's overweight. Well, they found other researchers who had found people in certain areas in the world where nobody was overweight. And those areas were in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And it was really pretty simple what these people did. They simply ate foods that you can't buy in any grocery store because they had huge amounts of nutrition, no herbicides, no pesticides, all natural. Hello, Muriel. I'm saying hello to you, Muriel. Wonderful. Thanks for joining us. So anyway, to make a long story short, and Muriel, I'm explaining how this works. So effectively what these researchers did, they got together with these other researchers who had found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that these people were eating and no one was overweight. So they came back, they put a food list together. So let's start from the basics. Imagine you have no food in your house. This is based on food, everybody. There are no products. There are no lotions, potions, pills. No, it's food. So 30% of whatever you bought last month, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store for proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And you're going to get serving sizes, not calorie amounts. No calorie counting on this at all. It's a detox. 2 days a week, that was 30% of the food. The other 70% of the food comes literally from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. And those researchers supplied those foods to these studies. For the new people coming on, this is published in 10 of the biggest peer-reviewed medical journals in the world. It's safe. You will not find anybody else we can find on social media with one shred of medical evidence except for this, and the pharmaceutical companies have medical studies. And so what the researchers did, they put together a new way of eating also based on nutrition with these foods. Remember, 30% of what you're going to spend is at your grocery store. The other 70% of what you're going to spend comes from these foods you can't buy in any grocery store anywhere in the world. Then they set up a new way of eating where 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the World's Most Perfect Foods for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these foods from around the world. This time, she ate 8 times a day, and this is why it's a detox. So let me explain that to you. Did you all know that last night when you went to sleep, as long as you didn't eat too late, your body slowed down digestion, which it has to do, in order to turn on a natural detox mechanism built into all of us called autophagy when your body gets rid of all the dead cells. That happens every night. We know that. Well, here, by giving her on 2 days out of each 7 until she lost her weight, only these foods from around the world, but this time in 8 servings, she was getting really small amounts of food, slowing down digestion, but huge amounts of nutrition, which you need in order to power the detox mechanism. Now, how do we know it's real? Because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt this was removing chemicals from her body. It was not up for debate. I mean, you got the medical proof. That's the thing you all have to understand. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Who are you following? Because none of those people have any medical proof at all. I'd love for some people to give me a chat in the chat. Do you give some yeses or nos? Are you, any of you, aware of anybody on TikTok or social media with one shred of medical evidence? Give me a yes or no, please. Let's have audience participation. I can't do this by myself. I want the audience to be engaged. That's why this is live. That's why it's so important. So, they found through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis this removing. That's why she shrank. Look from her face, her shoulders, her stomach, her thighs, her calves. That's 37 days. That's 5 weeks and 2 days. Look at that transformation. It has nothing to do with body image, etc. The heck with that. It has to do with the medical proof that she's so much healthier because her body's beginning to remove these chemicals that she stored inside her fat cells. We're all doing it. You're breathing, you're drinking, you're eating chemicals. And your body, to protect you, takes the chemical, stuffs it inside your visceral fat. The bloating you experience, you didn't get fatter. You didn't add fat to your body. That's a lie. So don't worry about body image. Your body image will change. Your body will change because you're detoxing your body. It has nothing to do with vanity. You have no control over it. And then maintenance is simple. You have the world's most perfect food every morning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And every 2 months, do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. Does everybody understand this? Can I get some yeses if you understand? Hello. Oh, there's JD's here. Okay, Kay Atkins, Dugard, Mio Queso, Cat Lady, Jenny, Virgo. Yeah, JD. Hello, JD. So anyway, we have a health professional on here already. We get them, from time to time. They drop in. It's really important that you all understand. Look, here's the thing. I want to ask all of you again for the 10th time. Is anybody aware? Give me a yes or no. Are you aware of anybody on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence? A yes or no. Simple yes or no. Please, anybody respond. This is published in here's the journals: the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, one of the top 3 medical journals in the world. And the study they did on this had nothing to do with the weight loss. It was about gut health, and they saw tremendous improvements in gut health in people with Crohn's and colitis and irritable bowel, acid reflux, and leaky gut in just a month's time. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. Don't hear me say that. But we can read from the studies, the FDA, that if you have a medical study, you can read from the results. This is not about losing the weight. That's a throw-in. There's nothing to even worry about as far as that. Hello, Francia. Hello, Blake. Again, would anybody like, if they'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, I'll tell you how fast you're going to lose as much weight on this in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. Who would like to know? I love audience participation, so I'd love somebody to put in the chat. Let's make this work. This is live, everybody. It's not pre-recorded. It's one-on-one with me, and I'm more than willing to give you a free consultation. But if you don't want to do that, here's the website you all can go to at your leisure. Sorry, it's the new health conversation. Okay, here it is right here. There it is. I typed it in the bottom for you. If you go there, there's nothing to buy. We have no products to sell you. There are no products. This is food. There are no lotions, potions, pills on this at all. It's just real food from 30% from your grocery store, but the other 70% you can't buy in any grocery store. That's what makes it work. Comes from other researchers who literally went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and smaller amounts of food. And the people there, nobody's overweight. Nobody's overweight. They cracked the code. You realize, oh, there we get some hearts. Thank you very much. That's probably you, JD, doing that, I imagine. Because nobody else. I had 5, before you came on, I had 5 likes. Yesterday I had one, I had 18,000 likes. I guess it's just the audience and what happens from time to time, day to day. Again, hello, higher self quantum. Thank you for joining. Tricia, hello. Trizagon Harold. That's quite a name. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. Would you like a free consultation, Triz? I'm going to call you Triz. Trizagian, I think it is Harold. I think Trizagian Harold. Hello. Would you like a free consultation? Just tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. I'll do it for anybody. Who else would like to know? Who else would like to know? Anybody? Okay. Higher self quantum. All right. Are you male or female? How tall are you and what your current weight is? And I need all 3 of those facts, okay? Because I want to give you the most accurate answer. So higher self quantum, I'm just waiting for you. Okay, I'm a TNHC coach, Peter, and my goal is to enroll 3 business-minded PEs this week. Okay. Okay, let me do higher quantum first. Okay, so female 40, okay, 90, okay, let me see. So you're 97 kilos, sorry, you're 97 kilo, 90, wait a minute. You're 47, 213 pounds. I see that, but how tall are you? I need to know how tall you are. Wow. Teresa, that's wonderful. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, higher. Okay, I'm 5'2" and I'm 213. Okay, at 5'2", first of all, you want to be about 110. That means that's 113 pounds. Higher self quantum, brace yourself. First 4 days, you're at 210. Yeah, 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days. The first month, higher quantum, I'm going to see you at about 25 pounds. That's going to drop you down. 25 pounds is 25 pounds, 13 is about you're going to break 200 pounds. You should be 13, and 90 is 23. About 188 after just a month. After 2 months, it'll slow down a little bit. I'd say, about another 25 pounds. So 188, you should drop down to about 163. Then it'll slow down a little bit. The third month, about 143. The fourth month, 123. 5 months in quantum, you should be about 110. Put in the chat your astonishment at those numbers. We see it all the time. You're not an experiment. And we've got, like I said, if you look at April here, for example, 60 pounds in 3 months. So what I just said to you is very, very, there is no loose skin. What do you mean loose skin? Look at her. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days. Where's the loose skin? This is not a diet. See, you're trying to equate this to a diet where you end up with loose skin. And here's why, higher quantum. On every diet, to warn you, 25 to 40% of every ounce you're losing is lean muscle mass. Lean muscle mass is your structure that supports the skin. You take 40% of that away on a typical diet, that's why you have all the loose skin. Let me show you a 65-year-old man in just a month. Look at his stomach on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise. He's 65 years old, higher self quantum. 65 years old. We've got example after example. Look at this gentleman here. 34 pounds in 29 days. Look at how much he shrank. He's not hiding loose skin under the black shirt. You have to understand, quantum, you've never done anything like this. Most women in this Quantum, lose a whole dress size in 7 days. Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week. I understand, Quantum, you're having trouble processing this. Most people don't feel like you're alone. It is not a diet. It works nothing like diets. Nothing. Well, good. I know it's freaking amazing. Oh, laugh out. No, I mean on myself. However, I understand what you're saying now. That's freaking amazing. See, that's why I love live with all of you. You all can interact with me. I'm a very nice person. And Teresa, yeah, go to the website. Now listen, if you go to the website, we're not going to contact you. You have to contact us. You scroll all the way down at the bottom and you get a free free consultation and coaching. So the consultation's free, Quantum, and the coaching's free. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. What are you buying from us? Nothing. What are you buying to do this? Food. So, Quantum, did you hear me walk through what you actually do? If you didn't, I'm happy to go through it with you because I need to do it for new people anyway. Oh, you sent to my friend as well. Okay. I sure did hear it. Okay. So, Quantum, let me just give you the basics, okay? Oh, look at, she's coming on. There's a lady actually on this, everybody. Look, my husband lost 5 inches just on his waist in the first week. I held the tape myself. Higher self, tell me what you think about that. That's somebody actually doing it. Higher self, is that crazy? 5 inches? He lost 5 inches off his waist in a week. Are you kidding me? See? Yeah. Yeah, beyond amazing. I know. But aren't you excited, higher self, Quantum? You have to understand you get to hit the do-over button for the rest of your life. And you're going to get coached for free. We all got coached for free. Listen, we've helped 800. Oh, no, not on this. No, forget that. It's over. Oh, no. It's totally over. So you're blown away? Just tell me how excited. Give me some adjectives. Tell me what you think about this. Because we're not making anything up. We don't have to. And did you hear me? Listen, Higher Quantum, let me ask you a question. Higher Quantum, are you aware of anybody on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence? With one shred. Hello, Lori. With anybody on TikTok with any medical proof. And you're going to find out, Higher, the medical journals are on the website for you to see. And again, we've got Teresa's on here. Teresa, how good is the coaching? Comment for her. I didn't know she was going to come on. This isn't a setup. But our people participating, they want to come on and share with the rest of you and say, this is real. It's changing my life. Look, she's saying his muscles are bigger even though he was sick and couldn't lift weights or exercise. Just TEDOS syndrome. I saw that too, yeah. So higher self, Quantum, are you blown away? Blown away. And please, Higher, tell me, yes or no, are you aware of anybody on TikTok with any medical proof? We got 10 journals. This is published in 10 of the biggest journals in the world. It'd be one thing if it was in 1 or 2 journals, but 10? Each journal has their own set of investigators. That's what peer-reviewed means. The journals don't do the analysis of the research. They send it out to third parties. That's what peer review means. Maybe you knew that, but a lot of people don't understand the significance. No drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. Higher self, Quantum, you're about ready to change your whole life. And nope, yeah, exactly. Oh, look at, she's saying, yes, one-on-one coach. In fact, I have 2 people actively supporting me, reviewing my personal limits and results. Look, higher self, Quantum, you got to understand, you can hit the reset button for the rest of your life, your do-over button, I call it. Because again, we're up to 1,400 likes. Somebody's tapping on there. That's wonderful. Just, if you like my content, tap. If you don't. I don't need fake adoration. I'm a researcher. Now, higher Quantum and anybody else, it's time for me to introduce myself. I'm not just some guy up here talking, okay? I want to show you my credentials and not to impress you, but impress upon you. You ready? First of all, author of 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world, 20 shows on PBS, over 1,500 lectures all over the world, including in China. I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago 2 years in a row, the biggest autism conference in the world. So I've got a little bit of academic credibility, but I'm not giving you my opinions. No way. I'm not giving you my opinions. I'm giving you medical facts. It's the only thing any of us should go on. I'm holding the medical journals in my hands that are on the website. You can go see the medical proof, all of you, or not. That's not up to me. I mean, it's so amazing when you look at, here's a lady, I'm going to show you a lady now. She lost 100 pounds. 13 years ago. That picture on the right's 3 months ago. Look at the picture on the left and the right. It doesn't even look like the same woman. I know. She lost 100 pounds and she kept it off for 13 years. And then let's look at Mary, everybody. How about 200 pounds in 11 months? Give me a comment. Look at how good she looks. Talk about higher self-esteem and loose skin. Look at that. 200 pounds in 11 months. How great is that? Oh, good, Teresa. And hello, Lori and Muriel. I hope you're all on. And if you have any questions, post it. Here's the website. I'm going to put it for you, ladies. Here's the website you can all go to. We have two different groups of people following this podcast. That's why I'm doing a separate reach out here. You can see it right under your names, Muriel and Lori. That's what we're talking about. The New Health Conversation is the medical website to go to. I'm trying to improve my chronic illness. Great. Thank you. I'll be going back on the site. However, if need to get back to work, got patience. Okay, no problem. But anyway, are you excited? Higher self-esteem. By the way, the lady I just showed you that lost 100 pounds and kept it off for 13 years. She's a trauma therapist. I don't know if you're in that field or not, but just coincidentally, okay? But please, I invite you, make sure you photoshopped it or shared it, whatever you talk about. Okay, sorry everybody, health. Here's the website you all can go to. It's free to go there. Anybody that wants to see the medical proof, it's right on the website. Oh, lots of hearts going on. Good. Thank you, everybody. Okay, there's the website, The New Health Conversation. You all can go there if you want to. So who else would like to know if they'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? I'll blow your mind. You're going to lose as much weight on this in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet any of you have ever been on in your life. Who else would like to know? Who else would like to know? And remember, everybody, this is the only protocol on all of TikTok social media with other than the pharmaceutical companies that have their studies on the drugs. And we'll get into that in just a moment to compare the drugs to this. And we're not against the drugs. They're helping diabetics and they're helping people that are morbidly obese. So let's get into that right now. So this is the New England Journal of Medicine, everybody, a 68-week study. Not 6 or 8 weeks, a year and 4 months. New England Journal of Medicine, once weekly semaglutide. I'm going to read from the study about the results. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. You heard me? She lost 35 pounds in 37 days. She lost 3 pounds more in 37 days than they lost in 68 weeks. Now we're starting to see side effects. And again, diabetics need the medications. People morbidly obese if it helps them. But again, if you have the choice, would you want to go a year and 4 months to lose 32 pounds? Or even if you lost the minimum on this, let me show you the minimums. She needed to lose 30 pounds. She lost 21 pounds in a month. So there again, it took them 68 weeks to lose 32 pounds. As a matter of fact, she went on, I think it was about 7 weeks, she lost 30 pounds. So effectively, you could lose weight in a month or two that would take you like a year and a half on any diet. Isn't that just incredible? Isn't that just crazy good? Is anybody not excited about that? Wow, Teresa, we're so happy. Look what she's saying. I've been disabled since 2024, bedridden, almost a year. Cannot exercise, but my stats using the New Health Conversation are much better. We're so happy for you. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And have you been on our Thursday night call, Teresa? Because you want to be on there and share with everybody else. You know, it's tonight at 8 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if you've been on, but we'd love to hear your story and support you. And you can get the link if you don't have it from your coach, okay? So who else would like to ask me a question or find out how in the world did she do this? Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. She dropped 35 pounds in 37 days, revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. It was developed by the top weight loss people. Yes, I have it. Good, 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 good. Wonderful. We'll love seeing you. Happy about your husband, too. Yes, Juju B. I am fetching my last body scan results to share. Good, wonderful. Okay, so Juju B9. So tell us how. Okay. Before I do that, we have a real person on there. You can read her story. I've been disabled since 2024, bedridden almost a year, cannot exercise, but my stats have improved greatly using, I think that's what she's saying. Please, I just joined. How can I lose weight? Okay, Mimi, let me explain to all of you. So Mimi or Juju, just give me a second. So would either one of you, if you'll just tell me, I think I know, but if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, first of all, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Either one of you or both, okay? Then I'll walk you through exactly how this works. It is not a diet. There are no products to buy. You can read in the headline. She dropped 35 pounds in 37 days with this natural detox using real food. There are no pills, no products, and a new way of eating. It's that simple. There are no products to buy. You're going to do it with food and a new way of eating. But I'd love for you to tell me, again, Mimi or Juju, if you'll tell me male or female, like I said, I think I know, but just to be clear, so I can give you an accurate analysis, then I want your current height and your current weight, and we'll tell you how fast. First of all, you're going to be shocked because you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet any of you have been on. So please, so Mimi or Juju, if you want. If you don't, it's okay. I'll walk you through it anyway. I'll wait another minute or so to see if either one of you want to put your stats down. If you don't, I certainly understand. All right, so let me explain to both of you how this works. How did she do it? First of all, it was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. For 40 years. They did 100 studies, thousands of people, never found a diet that worked. Worse, 2/3 of everybody on every diet gained more weight than they lost, and 25 to 40% of the actual pounds they were losing. Okay, Juju, I'm 390. And how tall are you, Juju? I'll get back to you. Just give me 5 foot. Oh, you're really tall. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to do it for you, Juju, real quick. At 5'7", okay. Okay, so let me, Juju, let me explain it to you. So at 5'7", a great weight for you is going to be no more than about 140. That's 250 pounds. Juju, first 4 days, you'll lose 10 to 15 pounds. Did you hear what I said? First 4 days, probably 10 to 15 pounds. The first month, a minimum, I'm going to say probably going to lose like 35 pounds in the first month. At 35 pounds, it's going to get you down. 35 pounds would be 355. Yeah, 355 after what? The next month, about 30. So 325 after 2 months. The third month, you're going to be right at about 300 pounds. The fourth month, 275. The fifth month, 250. The sixth month, 225. Okay, basically, let me show you your counterpart here. So she lost 200 pounds in about 11 months. So figure you're going to be on that pace at least 200 pounds in 10 or 11 months. So tell me how excited you are about those numbers, Juju. That's with no exercise, by the way. And look at no loose skin on her. That's not Photoshop. That's a real picture. There's nothing like this on the planet. Juju, have you ever dreamed about being able to lose that much weight that fast? By the way, in the first week, Juju, with no exercise, you're going to lose a whole dress size in a week. Can you imagine? I'll tell you this right now. The most expensive part of this is the new wardrobe you're going to have to buy. I'm not kidding you. Okay? Juju, are we good? Give me some. Of course I'm excited. I'm sure you are. Juju, I get it. Juju, we've helped 800,000 people. You're not an experiment. Mary was not an experiment. Look at her. That can be you. That can be, why wouldn't it? If not you, who? If not now, when, Juju? If not now, when? When are you going to do it? It's not up to me. And here's the free website right here below your name. And I'm going to go through, I promise. Mimi, just hang in there. I'm going to explain to you exactly how this works. Okay, I posted it. Keep tapping, everybody. Let's get more likes. Mimi, I'm happy to hear this. Good. Listen, all of you, I'm on your side. I want to help you. We got Triss on here. It's changing her whole life. She's been bedridden for 2 years, and already she's improving all of her stats. She's going to be on a call with us tonight, a Zoom that goes all over the world, and people come on and share their stories. We'd love you to be part of the success that we're having. Juju, okay. All right, and Mimi, I promise you're going to probably want it. Okay, now let me explain it to everybody. You're getting me ahead of schedule. Listen, at least you know it's live. It's not pre-recorded, right? I'm not AI. I'm really here, okay? But before I even do that for you, did Juju or Mimi, did you get to see my bio? Because I want you to understand I'm not just some guy giving you a bunch of chatter. That you can do. I want to ask both you people. Are either one of you, just give me a yes or no. Are either of you aware of anybody on TikTok with any medical proof other than their opinions? And I'm talking about medical doctors and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists and fitness trainers. Have you seen anybody with any medical proof? Give me a yes or no, because this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's completely safe and it's real. Okay? So again, Mimi or Juju, are you aware of anybody with any medical proof until now? Are you? Give me a yes or no. So let me show you my credentials just quickly. So who am I? Author of 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world, 20 appearances on PBS, 1,500 live lectures around the world. They even flew me to China. I was the keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world, 2 years in a row. So I got a little bit, but I'm not giving you my opinions. I want you to understand. So Juju or Mimi, I'm not giving you my opinions. I'm giving you the medical proof. Juju says no one on TikTok. So Juju, would you agree your choices up to now have been to rely on people's opinions, right? Just give me a yes. That's true, right? Because what else was available to you? So you looked at, I'm sure you've looked at many, many diets, okay? I don't have to go there with you. This will change your life. Can you imagine? Imagine if you'd started on Monday and tomorrow's Friday, you stand on the scale and you're down like, 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds. How much excited would you be? Yeah, I've tried everything. Of course, everybody has tried everything. This is not a diet. That's the whole point. I mean, what do you think about that, Juju? I know she, doesn't have the kind of weight you want to lose, but look at the change. And then if we look at April, my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. Juju, have you ever lost 60 pounds in 3 months? Well, maybe I have. I don't know. But for most people, this is like, what? What? That's averaging 5 pounds a week. And Juju, there were weeks, I'm sure, where you maybe lost a pound and you were excited. That's over. Those days are behind you. Wow, look at that. She's saying, oh yes, I didn't mention my son, severe ADHD, getting compliments on his behavior, no meds. Woo! Victories. Come on, Mimi. Come on, Juju. Come on, anybody else. Let's get together and change your lives. You get to change it. I don't. I just give you a button. It says on the top, do over. Do you want a second chance, everybody? Do you really want a second chance and to change your lives? Or not? It's not up to me. Okay, I'm getting off track. I was going to explain to all of you how it works. Okay. Invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. They gave up hope on diets after 40 years. They were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. Nothing ever worked. They found other researchers who'd gone to areas of the world and found people that nobody was overweight. Where were these areas? In Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And the people there had a real simple secret. The foods they could eat, which you can't buy in any grocery store anywhere else in the world, had super high levels of nutrition. Therefore, they ate less food. Now, let me shock both you, Juju, and Mimi, and everybody else. Yeah, Juju. Listen, Juju, inflammation, which is exactly why you have pain, it went down 25% in a month. No diets ever produced that. No ibuprofen, no Tylenol, no ibuprofen, nothing. You don't understand. This is life-changing. It's not a diet. It's not about fitting in your skinny jeans again. It's not about losing the weight. It's about improving your health because your weight is diminishing your health. I think you would agree with me on that statement. Am I right? It's not about vanity. It's about how do I maximize my quality of life potential for the rest of my life. So the researchers, now they had the foods, right? 30%. As a matter of fact, here's what's going to happen. If you go to the website, which I'm putting at the bottom for you, Juju, and everybody else, that website, I swear to God, on my kids' lives, my grandkids' lives, we're not going to contact you if you go there. The only way we'll contact you is if you contact us. And if you do, you get a free consultation. How much is the consultation? $0. And free coaching. How much is the coaching? $0. What do you buy from us? Nothing. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to get a grocery list from our coaches. You're going to take to your grocery store. Imagine, Juju or Mimi, you have no food in your house. You're going to get a grocery list, but only 30% of whatever you bought last month, that's all you're going to buy. And those are going to be proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes. Well, what about the other 70% of the money you have left? Aha, that goes to these other researchers who found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition to the point where the researchers call them the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint. Why are they saying that? Because they estimate those foods have about 300 different nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any supplements at all. It's contained within the food naturally. There's no synthetic pills you got to take. And then they invented a new way of eating. So right here, crazy. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. Did you hear me? Juju and also Mimi, you're going to eat 5 days a week, 4 times a day. You're going to start with the World's Most Perfect Foods for breakfast, lunch, and dinner from your grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner, the World's Most Perfect Foods. And you got to have 4 meals. Don't get in your head about this 1 or 2 meals or restricting calories. It doesn't work that way. It has nothing to do with that. Your body doesn't even know what a calorie is. I didn't. How many people in here could give me the medical definition for calorie? The dumbest thing we ever did as humans is come up with this concept of calorie reduction to lose weight. One problem, the body wasn't in on the discussion. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It doesn't count calories. You've never been hungry in your life for a calorie. The only thing you've ever been hungry for is what? Nutrition. Do you know most men and women report on this? You ready for this? Within 5 days, all their cravings are gone. Did you hear what I said? All the cravings are gone within 5 to 7 days. I'll be generous. So, 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from your grocery store. What? Relax. The other 70% of the foods on those days, on 2 days a week, you're eating 8 times a day. You're eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. Now, the reason that's so critically important is, see, last night when we all went to sleep, as long as we didn't eat too late, the body has to do this. It all but stops digestion. That's why eating too late at night is so bad for you. Your body has to slow down digestion enough to turn on a natural detox mechanism built into all of us. It happens every night. It's called autophagy. It's when you get rid of the dead cells. You got it, everybody? This protocol, by giving her 8 meals a day, but she got really small amounts of food with huge amounts of nutrition. That's what makes this work. So she had very little digestion going on, but she had all the fuel to run the mechanism. Now, rather you think I'm making it up, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt this is removing chemicals from the body. Now let's walk through the other things. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all plummeted in a month. Now in your case, Juju, inflammation, for the first time in history, it came down 25% in a month. So that pain you're having from walking, at a minimum, probably go down drastically. If there was ever a reason to do it, there's one right there. See, I tell everybody, don't do this to lose weight. That's kind of like, we know that's going to happen. But what else could it do? Are you interested in maximizing your quality of life potential? Yes or no? Mimi, Juju, anybody else? Anybody else want to comment? I'm right here. Yes, it's available in the UK. Absolutely available in the UK. The only thing is, Juju, if you fill out the form, put in your WhatsApp phone number. You got it? You've got to put your WhatsApp phone number, otherwise we won't be able to get a hold of you. So make sure, give me a yes if UK is totally available. And yes, you're telling me yes, you have WhatsApp. Make sure you put it in there so your coaches can get a hold of you. Because right now, as far as I know, it should be about, what is it, about 5:30 in London? I think you're 7 hours ahead of me. Is that about right, Juju? Isn't it 5:30? Not that that matters. And if you fill it out today, Juju, probably no later than tomorrow, you'll get a call back. Yep, correct. Okay, good. I love your country, by the way. This is a side. Was it 25 years ago? I went there for a different occupation altogether. I went every month for 10 days. And the funny part about it, Juju, you'll laugh, in all that time, I got rained on once. Once. I don't know if I was lucky. I was just to stay. I stayed in London on Baker Street, and I remember just going running in Kensington Park and going, God, my God, this is like fairyland. It was like a movie set or something. I did all the tourist stuff that I could do. What a great, wonderful country. So anyway, that's an aside. Mimi, 540 for you. Are you in the UK also? You somewhere offshore or something, Mimi? Am I correct? It's cold and raining now. Laugh out loud. Oh, sorry, Juju. Mimi, are you in the UK? Oh, great. Again, Mimi, very important. If you fill out the form, put your WhatsApp phone. Mimi, give me a yes if you have WhatsApp, so the coaches can get a hold of you. Okay? And Mimi, you understand what to do? You go to this website. Here it is right there. There it is. And here's the thing for you, Mimi, or you, Juju. We will not contact you. I just want you to understand that. And the reason we won't do that is we want you to have the freedom. Look at the medical proof. If you're not convinced to have to look at the medical proof, then there's no point in moving. You already filled in the form. Great, Juju. Wonderful. Mimi, I just want to make sure in your case you understand the same thing. You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to get the free consultation. Plus, one other thing, Juju, and also Mimi, if you go there, what you're going to see, when you go to get the free consultation, I need to clarify this. It says 100% money back guarantee. Let me clarify. The 30% you're going to buy, if you're in the UK, I think you call them shops, at your shop, only 30%. They're not going to refund your money if this doesn't work in the first month. But the other 70%, Juju or Mimi, that you're buying, if it doesn't work, 100% money back guarantee. They'll even pay return shipping. And even if you eat all the food. Now, nothing's 100%. I would never say that. But my goodness, doesn't that give you some assurance that it's not just another one of those things? And you get coached for free. I know it sounds too good to be true for most of you, but that's exactly what's going on. So Mimi, are you clear on what to do? Juju already filled out the form. You can go there and fill out a form if you want or not. And you're sure, Mimi, you don't want me to tell you? If you tell me your height and your current weight, I'll tell you how much weight you can lose in 4 days. If you don't, it's okay too. Would anybody else like to step forward and give me their stats? Are you male or female? How tall are you? What your current weight is? And I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. So again, stop dieting. She did diets forever. She let drop 35 pounds in 37 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. So who else would like to know? Anybody else like to know? Hi, spicy girl. Oh, here we go. Amy Melissa Perry. Hello, Amy Melissa Perry. 5418. Okay, Melissa. Or Amy. I'm going to call you Amy if that's okay. You too, Juju. You have a great day. This could be the start of a new life for you. Okay, Amy, at 5'4", a great weight for you is going to be about 120. That's 60 pounds. Amy, get ready. The first 4 days, 180. You're going to lose 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. The first month, Amy, minimum should be 20 pounds, 160 after 1 month, 140 after 2 months. Amy, 3 months, she's going to be 120. We see it all the time. Let me show you what I'm also basing it. She only had 30 pounds to lose, Amy. She lost 21 pounds in a month. The average on this, Amy, is on average about 5 pounds a week. That's about the averages. Although obviously the first few days you're going to lose them a lot more to sort of kickstart it and get you going. But tell me how excited you would be about those numbers, Amy. Put it in the chat. Amy, I'm going to call you Amy if that's okay. Look, here's the website. But Amy, tell me, how excited would you be about that? Well, imagine, Amy, if you could have started on Monday of this week, by tomorrow morning, you'd already be down 6 or 8 pounds. How much would that motivate you? You're going to lose a whole dress size, Amy, in the first week. That's typical with women with no exercise. That's in a week, Amy, in a week. Well, you can see, look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30, and she only had 30 pounds to lose. Isn't that amazing? Look at her face, her arm, I mean, everything. Because it's a detox. It is not a diet. And by the way, no one was allowed to exercise, Amy. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. Not that the research is against exercise, but they eliminate it. Otherwise, you say, oh, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. Had nothing to do with diet and exercise. Does that make sense? Well, Tristan, why don't you share it with Bob tonight? He runs the call, and we can maybe show it on screen. Go ahead and do that. I'm thrilled for you. Absolutely thrilled. So, Amy, give me some adjectives about how excited you are about those numbers. And they're totally real, Amy. We see it all the time. Like I said, you can't believe what's really possible on this because people they've never seen anything. And as far as being able to keep it off, Amy, here's Janet. She lost 100 pounds 13 years ago. On the right, that picture's 3 months old. It really looks like a completely different person because she is. She lost 100 pounds, kept it off for 13, and she was not perfect. She admits she cheated, etc. But the main thing is she's kept it off for 13 years. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And again, she's kept, look at the caption. She kept, this lady here, she kept it off for 9 years. It's not a diet. It's not a short-term solution. It's a lifestyle that's easy to maintain. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 10 years ago. 23 years ago, to be honest. I need to send you the picture. Okay. So who else would like to ask me a question? And Amy, I want to make sure you know where you can go. Or Amy, do you want me to explain to you how this would work before I close out this podcast, which I'm about ready to do? But I'm more than happy to go through it with you. It's not a diet. It's based on food. About 30% of what you spent last month. That's all you're going to spend at your grocery store. You're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% of the money you have left doesn't go to your grocery store. It goes to these other researchers who found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition that the researchers call the world's most perfect foods. From a nutritional standpoint, they have about 300 different nutrients. 300. And okay. I am explaining it to Amy. I'm sorry. So let me slow down. So Amy, this was developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world who were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. In 40 years, Amy, they never found a diet where people lost weight, kept it off. Worse, 2/3 of all dieters regained more weight than they lost, and 25 to 40% of the weight they were actually losing was lean muscle mass. You got it? That's not my opinion. That's what the medical studies show. By the loss of lean muscle mass, it slows down your metabolism. That's why you've gained all the weight back on every diet you've ever been on. But what people don't understand is when you lose lean muscle, it also slows down your own immune system. So you're literally, even if you're successful in a diet, making yourself unhealthy. So the researchers said after 40 years, they said, we can't find a diet that works. We need to find somebody in the world who's not overweight. And they found these other researchers who'd been working with people for 20 years in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Nobody was overweight. And the secret was pretty simple. They simply were eating foods that you can't buy at any grocery store. That's why 70% of the food that you would buy comes from these researchers from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition. As a matter of fact, up to about, they say those foods contain about 300 different nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any supplements at all, okay? So now you have the foods, 30% from your grocery store, that's all you're gonna spend, leaving you 70% to pretty much pay for these foods from around the world. And you're buying food, there are no products. Then they set it up where 5 days a week until she lost her weight. She started with the world's most perfect food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect food. So 5 days each week until you get your goal, you're gonna be eating 4 times a day. Now watch this, 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Only these exotic foods around the world. This time, you're going to eat 8 times a day, so you're eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. And this is the detox. Now, let me stop for a moment, Amy. Do you believe, it's important that I know this, do you believe we're living in a toxic world, and do you believe you're toxic? Because if you don't, then what I'm going to tell you makes no sense. If you believe we're toxic, which we are, then it's going to make perfect sense, because what we know is happening, we're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals. As they enter our body, the body takes that chemical to protect us, stuffs it inside our visceral fat. So any bloating you're experiencing is because your fat cells have expanded. You didn't add fat to your body. Don't ever get into this body image stuff. That's nonsense. No such thing. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you die, and your fat cells expand or contract. Unfortunately, here you can see how much she shrank. It is a detox. Now, it detoxes because on those 2 days, when you're eating 8 times a day, these exotic foods, they can give you really small amounts of food, which doesn't involve much digestion, which you must all but stop digestion to detox. Like last night when you went to bed, as long as you didn't eat too late, your body slowed down digestion. It has to happen every night and turns on this natural detox mechanism called autophagy when your body gets rid of the dead cells. Happens to you every single night. Okay? So those 2 days are critical, but that's only until you lose the weight. Now, what they also found, Amy, in the medical studies, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all plummeted. Inflammation, which plagues all of us, came down 25% in a month. And then maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years by doing what? Every morning I have the world's most perfect foods for breakfast. I'm going to have lunch in a little while and dinner tonight. And then every about 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. That's what they've all done. So her to keep the weight up for 9 years, me to keep 40 pounds off that I lost in 7 weeks 23 years ago. It's really simple. But here's another question. If you can put the world's most perfect food in your body every morning, why wouldn't you do it? So Amy, I know that was kind of fast. The coaches will go over, oh, you're very toxic. Okay, well then you get it, Amy. I don't have to explain it to you. And then let me tell you one other thing, Amy. Have you ever heard of this, Amy, the TEDOS syndrome? Give me a yes or no. The T is for toxicity, the D is for nutritional deficiency, the O is for being overweight, the S is for stress. It's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. They recognize it as now a medical syndrome that every person in the world has, including you and me. Had you ever heard of TEDOS before? Just give me a yes or no, Amy. I'm just curious. Okay. Well, it was discovered by this researcher by the name of Peter Greenlaw, Amy. That's me. I'm not trying to impress you, but I want you to understand I'm not just some person. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years, discovering a medical syndrome credited with it everybody in the world has. That's kind of a big deal, right? So when it comes to toxic chemicals, I'm one of the experts in the world. But let me show something else with you, Amy, this and everybody else. I want you to understand what these chemicals are doing and why they're playing such a big role in weight gain. So just bear with me. I'll go as fast as I can. Give me about a minute to read this the research. The Endocrine Society, the largest organization of experts devoted to research on hormones, and the Clinical Practice Endocrinology reports the rise in the incidence in obesity matches the rise in the use of industrialized chemicals in our world. They're called obesogens. Obesogens, simply put, obesogens are chemicals that disrupt the function of our hormonal system, leading to weight gain, and many of the diseases that curse the American populace. They enter our body from a variety of sources, from natural compounds in soy, artificial hormones in animals, plastics in food packaging, chemicals added to processed food, and pesticides sprayed in our produce. They act in a variety of ways, mimicking human hormones such as estrogen. Are you listening, ladies? And blocking the action of other hormones such as testosterone. Are you listening, men? And essentially reprogram us to gain weight. Amy, had you ever heard of obesogens before right now? I would doubt it. Most people haven't. So the very chemical world that we're living in is causing us to be overweight. So that's why this is so critical. That's why the medical proof, blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. Now, you're not going to get rid of all the chemicals in a month or 2 months. That's why maintenance is so important. Now, does it make even more sense to you, Amy? Do you understand? Don't do this to lose weight. That's our booby prize. That's going to happen anyway. It's the medical changes that you can enact in your body. But Amy, if you believe you're toxic, do you think it'd be a good idea if you could assist your body in removing toxins? I'm sure you're going to say yes. I don't think you're going to say no, right? Amy, you go to, there's nothing to sign up for, Amy, other than a free consultation. Hold on. Here's the website. Let me type it in for you. So this website that I'm putting right below your name, you type that in Google. Now, don't do @ is my TikTok site with 1,500 videos, but there's no medical proof there and you can't get a coach, okay? But that site, The New Health Conversation, screenshot it. Put that in, it'll take you there, and we won't contact you, Amy. We don't do that. Why? Because we want you to have the freedom to look at the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition scientist in the world. He and his team put this together. So that's the sort of the long and short of it. So are you clear, Amy? Did you screenshot that? But understand, Amy, you've got to scroll all the way down in order to get the free coaching. How much is the coaching? $0. How much is the consultation? $0. By the way, Amy, when you go there, it's going to say when you go to get the coach, 100% money back guarantee. Let me clarify that. The 30% of the food you're going to buy, out of what you spent last month, they're not going to give your money back if this doesn't work. But the other 70%, Amy, in the first month, even if you eat all the food and it doesn't work, 100% money back guarantee. That's what that's referring to, just so you're not confused. But imagine, Amy, you're going to get coached for free and you're buying a month's worth of food, and 70% of it, if this didn't work, you get all your money back. You tell me anything like that, Amy, on TikTok or social media, it doesn't exist. And nothing's 100%. I wouldn't be that dumb to say it. But it's so rare when it doesn't work. When it doesn't work, we're disappointed because we want it to work for you, obviously. So anyway, that's the long and short of it, okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to end this podcast now. It's now 1 o'clock, almost 5 minutes of 1 on the East Coast. 5 minutes of 1. I would say I'll probably come back on in about an hour, let's say around 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today. I want to thank everybody for being here. I encourage all of you to go to the website, The New Health Conversation. Let me put it one last time in the bottom. You can go, you get a free consultation. You'll see there's nothing to buy there because we don't have anything to sell you. And just go for it. There it is, The New Health Conversation. Okay, everybody? All right, I'm going to end the podcast. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.